This story was shared by a former 911 dispatcher from the United States. The names and exact location have been changed for privacy reasons, but the events are described exactly as they were remembered. To this day, nobody has been able to explain what happened during that night shift. And according to the dispatcher, one phone call still keeps him awake. In 2017, I worked the overnight shift as a 911 dispatcher in a small town in Nebraska. Most nights were boring. The usual drunk drivers, domestic disputes, medical emergencies, nothing unusual. At least that's what I thought. One rainy Thursday night, around 2:17 a.m., the emergency line rang. The caller ID displayed a cell phone number. I answered. 911, what's your emergency? For several seconds there was only static. Then I heard breathing. Slow, weak, like someone struggling to stay conscious. I repeated myself. 911, can you hear me? Finally a woman's voice whispered. He's following me. I immediately sat up. Ma'am, what's your location? The line went silent. Then she whispered again. He doesn't want me talking. I asked her who was following her. No response. Only the sound of tires rolling over gravel, like she was driving somewhere. I began tracing the call while keeping her on the line. The GPS signal placed her on an isolated county road nearly 20 miles outside town. I dispatched a patrol unit immediately. The woman suddenly spoke again. He keeps flashing his lights. I asked if another vehicle was behind her. Yes. Can you describe it? Silence. Then, I can't see the driver? A chill ran through me. I told her to keep driving and not stop for anyone. A few seconds later, she whispered something that made no sense. He was already at my house. I asked what she meant. He was standing in my kitchen. My stomach dropped. She sounded terrified. Not hysterical, not drunk, genuinely terrified. Then I heard a loud thump. The woman screamed, the phone fell, tires screeched, and the line went dead. The responding officer reached the road within minutes. He found the woman's vehicle, abandoned, engine still running, driver door open, phone lying in the mud. But there was no sign of the woman, no footprints, no blood, nothing. She had simply disappeared. A missing person investigation began immediately. Search teams combed the area for days. Helicopters searched fields and forests. Nothing. It was as if she vanished into thin air. Weeks passed, then months. The case went cold. Most people assumed she had been kidnapped or murdered, but no evidence ever surfaced. Almost a year later, I had nearly forgotten about the call. Then something happened. I was working another overnight shift when a detective entered the dispatch center. He placed a file on my desk. Inside was a photograph. The moment I saw it, my heart stopped. It was the missing woman, taken from a traffic camera. The timestamp showed it was recorded only 3 days earlier. She was alive, standing at a gas station nearly 200 miles away, looking directly into the camera. The police immediately searched the area, but by the time they arrived, she was gone. No witnesses remembered speaking with her. No transactions were recorded. No vehicle appeared in the footage. Just the woman, standing there, looking into the camera for exactly 11 seconds, then walking out of frame. The detective noticed something strange. The footage appeared distorted, almost corrupted. Like certain frames were missing, they enhanced the video and discovered something nobody expected. The woman wasn't alone. There was someone standing behind her, partially hidden by the darkness. A tall figure, motionless, watching. Investigators reviewed the footage frame by frame. The figure never moved, not once. Even when the woman walked away, the figure remained frozen, like a photograph. Months later, another report came in. A truck driver claimed he picked up a woman matching her description. According to him, she appeared confused and exhausted. He offered to drive her to the nearest town. She accepted. But during the trip, she kept asking strange questions. Questions that didn't make sense. What year is it? How long have I been gone? Did they ever find him? The driver became uncomfortable. When he stopped for fuel, she disappeared, leaving behind only a small notebook. Inside the notebook were dozens of pages filled with dates. Thousands of dates. Some from the past. Some from years that hadn't happened yet. Most were crossed out. Only one date was circled repeatedly. The date she disappeared. Police never released the notebook publicly, but rumors spread among investigators. Some claimed several future dates matched real accidents that occurred years later. Others dismissed it as coincidence. No official explanation was ever given. Then came the final twist. The one detail that still bothers me. The detail that made me leave dispatching entirely. Several years after the woman vanished, technicians recovered portions of the original 911 recording. Audio that had somehow been missed. At the very end of the call. After the crash, after the phone hit the ground. After everyone believed the line had gone dead. There was another voice. A male voice. Standing very close to the phone. The voice calmly said, "She's not where you think she is." Then came a long pause, and one final sentence. A sentence nobody has ever explained. The voice said, "She won't be there until tomorrow." The timestamp on that call was recorded on a Thursday night, but according to phone company, records recovered years later, the call itself appeared to originate from Friday, one day in the future. The woman was never found. No suspect was identified. No arrests were made, and the case remains unsolved. But every once in a while, dispatchers in that county still receive calls from an inactive phone number. When they answer, nobody speaks. They only hear the sound of tires rolling slowly across gravel and distant breathing. Maybe the woman was abducted? Maybe she staged her disappearance. Or maybe something happened on that dark county road that nobody has ever understood. Whatever the truth is, someone was following her. The question is, who was she running from? And why did they seem to know the future?